There you are. Oh, I thought we'd have to do the show without you, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting will be a thrill. Grandpa and chill, grandson and friends. Podcasting grandpa and chill will be a thrill, grandson and friends. With your hosts, Grandpa Bart and Brandon Fox, Phines Jackson and Sierra Dawes. This is Grandpa and Chill.
All right, so
Yeah.
now we
Okay.
have it. Now we have it. Okay.
Boom.
Because we
Sweet.
talked about it for
Sweet.
for
We're here.
like 5 whole minutes, and then I was like, did he tell me that so I could start right now? Because I didn't do that, so then I hit record.
Oh no, it's all good. It's totally fine.
We're golden.
Yeah, Finest. I know Finest from sort of the improv theaters in New York City.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's a fantastic actor. He's very good. So.
Brandon, I just want to say to you, the program to connect with the social networks is called Anchor, Anchor.
Yeah, I heard that. Do you know Reddit? I read it. I heard about it on the Reddit forum.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, it's 4:30. I guess we can, I guess do a little, introduction. Yeah. I would love to start every episode with a short ballad sung by my grandfather.
No way.
Something.
No way, Brandon.
I'll sing with you. I'll do it with you.
Not even not even
I got a
well,
guitar. I can accompany you.
There we go.
if I record something with a friend of mine, with some musician friends, and I'll put it on tape, and then I'll put it in as an introduction if you'd like, but not today.
Yeah.
That
I
would be
find
really
it so
fun.
interesting. You have like such a beautiful voice, and like for me, like I can't sing at all, but I do it all the time, just without a care. But I feel like people that are really good they don't want to share their gifts.
Yeah, they keep it, all the way back here. So like this is exclusive.
Yeah,
You know what? I'd be the same way. If I could sing, I'd be like, I don't do this for free. No.
I guess that's I'm giving myself out with my voice all the time. Every roommate I've ever lived with has freaked out because of the amount that I sing. But all right, so I have a kvetch in mind, actually, with you, Grandpa. But I wanted to hear if you had any thoughts first on what you wanted to kvetch about today.
Well, I'm so annoyed with what's going on with the administration that I that's kind of like in my mind so much all the time. But I guess primarily I would be talking politics, but I don't know if we want to do that today.
It's a test. Good, if you wanted
we can
to.
talk. Yeah. I feel you. I mean, I feel like it's.
There we go.
Ooh.
I mean, Trump has been saying that maybe they won't have the election on time. This is unbelievable to me. So that's a complaint of mine.
That's funny. Your kvetch is Trump, and my kvetch is you.
Well, there's another way to.
How's that funny?
Respond to tochas.
So no, it's not with you specifically.
No.
Sort of my thing that I was thinking about when we were talking about sort of like even just like the old Jewish complaining, like the older generations. I feel like there's like a big expectation of like success over happiness, and I wanted to know why. I find it super interesting.
Well, which road would you take if you have a choice? Are you interested in happiness or financial success, or what is your? How are you motivated?
Oh, I mean, if there's two options and you had to pick either, happiness or something that's not happiness, I guess that would mean you're not happy, right?
Well, they're not necessarily exclusive.
True, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember you used to say like if you want to do something, you got to be the the absolute best in it, right?
Well, you should certainly try to be. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But why do you think that is though, Grandpa?
Well, I just think that you should always, whatever you undertake in life, you want to try to do your very best at it, and hopefully, look. But you have to use reason. You know, if you're not capable of something, then you really shouldn't pursue it. But if you have the capability,
Yeah.
then I guess it just takes a lot of effort.
I feel like I'm at an age now where like the the sort of reality of circumstance or whatever is like much heavier. Where like I realized least recently like I will never be a professional ballet dancer, and like not that I ever wanted to be, or I mean probably ever could, but like I was like, oh, that door forever, and all these realistic things are happening as
Well, with that attitude, it really is now.
celebrating my quarter life crisis. Yeah. You think you could still be a ballerina, Finest?
Yeah.
I
Uh,
agree with
Why?
I
that,
mean,
honestly.
Why is
not,
why?
maybe not professionally, but I could do it for happiness, not
No,
success.
I would pay money to watch you dance, Finest, for sure.
Oh,
Why
people
is
do.
why is Finest not? Why don't we have a video of him on the screen as well?
He's calling in today. He's just one of the callers as opposed to the video people.
But won't the callers be on the video? No.
Yeah, I don't think they're. We could try for next time, but it's a bit
Okay.
complicated. Yeah.
Okay.
They don't want to see me.
If we can
Um,
master this, we'll be set, and then we can add on.
it'll
Yeah,
be a whole thing
for
because I got
real.
my fan turned off and it's hot as all get
Yo,
out.
just
So like I'm like
Ooh.
sweating buckets.
yeah. Are you? Yeah, dude. If I was not on video, I'd absolutely be shirtless. It's like a
Oh,
dying
did you
feat of
assume
war
that?
too.
Is that what you were thinking, or did you just assume
I'm not
that?
saying
I
that
didn't
you're
say that.
shirtless. I'm saying I would be shirtless.
It's a good guess because I am.
Yo, I want to go back to what you said though, Finest, of like you would do it because it makes you happy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I feel like there's all of the from the older generations like this thing of, well, if you want to do something, you have to be realistic about it, and it's a very common thing, especially for you know us pursuing arts of like, well, you know, a, a or you need a way to make money, or you can't just pursue your dream.
yeah. I mean, I'd agree with you. I think it's actually you. I was making a joke of being a ballerina for fun. I think now, I mean, if I could, I would, but I think even now is tougher than it was back in the day because of what you just said about because it's so ingrained in us to be the best of the best all the time. What would I have?
Yeah.
When would I ever have time to pursue my fun dream of ballerina dancing if I'm too busy trying to be the best improviser?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And sort of pursuing to be the best, like I feel like it takes a love out of whatever you're doing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah. Why?
Well, pursuing is one thing. Actually, being the best is something else. But if it depends on
Sure.
it depends on what your aspirations are, what you did, what you want in life.
Like if I'm pursuing something because I love it, like when I'm doing the thing, I'm only thinking about in this moment, like let's say acting, like I really, really fucking like feel a sense of flow and enjoyment of what's happening in this moment. Whereas like if I'm trying to be the best, I'm not actually doing the thing. Like I'm in the room acting, or I'm playing the guitar or doing whatever, but I'm not loving the music. I'm loving the idea of being better than the next 100 people that are trying to get a job ahead of me, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you
Mm.
consciously think about being the best. Um,
I mean, I have.
Finest, do you have any thoughts on about John Lewis?
Oh yeah, yeah. John Lewis is great. He's awesome. I've listened to a couple podcasts about more about his life, learning more about it. Um, mm, Rest in peace, first of all. And it's crazy that that dude's 80 years old and he still has to deal with the same stuff he was dealing with like 40 years ago, like when he was 25, and had that whole picture of him being like all bloodied up, and then like uh, he gets into politics, and you think that things are going to get better, which they have to a certain extent, but we still got people down in the street. So yeah, I didn't think it's kind of funny in a sad way. Uh, that's my opinion.
What is this bloody picture you're talking about?
We have Nicholas here,
Oh,
Hello,
perhaps.
Nicholas.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
how you doing, Nicholas?
All right, how's everyone?
Just
Am I
grand.
am I talking to
We're
Brandon
doing
or
well, yeah.
good?
Brandon and Bart.
Uh, yeah.
No, I just thought
Can you hear
I
us
thought
okay, Nicholas?
I can. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah, we hear you perfect.
Okay. I just thought I'd come in a little early, see what was going on.
Well,
No,
Nicholas,
no
what
problem
what
at
would
all.
you whine about today? What annoys
Well,
you about what's going on?
well, the whole coronavirus thing and the fact that no one wants to wear masks, and so that's probably what's annoying me today. Yeah.
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 Am I
Yeah.
wrong that you're a professional Santa Claus performer?
I, I am. I am. And that is going to
Wow.
be a problem this year for me. For not just for me, but for anyone who's an entertainer that has to be in front of an audience or intimately with an audience.
That's true.
Because, you know, more often than not,
Yeah.
199% of the time, the child is on my lap and face to face. And
Yeah. I
it's,
imagine
they're
it's
going to be, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
No, what I was going to
No, I
say, it's
just
going to be,
imagine it's hard to have a socially distanced meeting with a
right, they're,
child as a Santa Claus.
right there, because they usually come there, see Santa Claus and ask them what they want for Christmas, of course, and take pictures. A lot of times they want to take pictures, and of course, the child has to be in close proximity of Santa. So they're talking this year that there's going to be a plexiglass screen dividing the child from Santa,
That is hilarious.
and
Oh
and I don't
God.
I don't know how it's going to work because getting to and from the set, you usually have a
Yeah.
dressing room away from the set, and obviously you walk, in the middle of the mall, and there many people are coming up to you. You're like a superstar. I mean, it's amazing sometimes. People are coming at you and saying, "Dad, can I have a
Yeah.
picture? Can I have a picture?" When they want a hug or very seldom they want to kiss you, but I mean, it does happen. But and I asked them, "Well, how am I going to get from the set to my dressing room? Am I going to be wearing a mask?" So
Yeah.
they haven't answered any of those questions. I still have time. We have time yet, but
And it's
it's
it's like, would you wear your mask under or over your Santa beard? You know?
well. See, I'm a
You
natural
gotta take
builder.
you gotta go over.
Well,
Takes away the whole.
you have to. In that case, if you're going to have, I was thinking maybe Santa has to have a mask that has a beard attached to it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how that would work because I'm a naturally bearded Santa, which is,
Oh, okay.
the
That's good.
the company that I work for
Oh
insists
wow.
on natural beards. I mean, and there's a lot of great looking Santas out there who have fake beards. They can do anything,
Yeah.
costuming these days. But if I was going to do that, I'd be afraid that the child's going to pull my beard off.
because it's
Yeah.
attached only by spirit gum or something like that. So
Yeah.
Jeez,
I
yeah,
wouldn't.
I'm,
I
yeah,
wouldn't believe the dream anymore if I saw mask and then beard on top of mask. That just
exactly.
seemed like
Most of the children come to they're like under 5 or something, and of course they still believe. And and I do have a lot of children who come there and it's like, are you the real Santa? And of course
yeah,
you don't. I don't want to lie to a child, so I just tell them you'll never know.
yeah.
I'm not going to tell you. you know.
Could you
Now
put
you
on
now
a,
you can now you have. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
sorry, could you put on a space suit, be a Santa, a space Santa Claus?
That's possible, but I can just imagine how hot it would be because
Hmm.
in my costume, I'm overweight, but I still use padding to make me look jollier and fatter,
Wow.
mm,
and
Yeah.
that it gets hot. It gets hot all the time. So if you're I can just imagine 8 hours in a spaceman suit. How for one
Yeah.
thing, how you could go to the bathroom.
yeah.
I
So
like
so
the
there,
plexiglass part. I think it's a good. You can argue
that's
to
like
children
turning
about like.
Santa Claus into the Pope. Like if you have him
Yes,
in
I was thinking the
plexiglass,
same
Yeah,
then
thing.
like
yeah. That
just
that's
parade Santa through town on a car with
right.
plexiglass.
Just wave, just wave.
I just imagine a kid saying like, "Are you real Santa Claus?" I'm like, "Is the Pope real?" Because I got this plexiglass thing right here
Like you
now.
said, when I've been asked many times, "Am I the real Santa?" And I've come up with some, that you'll never know, or I ask them, "Are you real?" It's like, "Well, touch me, pull my beard, and things like that." I say, "Oh, just one of the proofs."
Yeah,
I don't want to say I am because that's obviously lying. And then if you say you
sure.
are, which a lot of guys do, I would never do that. They're going to want some kind of miracle, Hey, okay, show me some magic, show me some Christmas magic.
Yeah.
And
So
then
so
you're like,
nobody here knows this, but I actually was forced to work as a Santa for an entire Christmas.
oh, you
As
were
You work
a
at
forced.
young Jew. Well, okay, so I celebrate. I mean, I celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah, but I was working at a theater, and I was crewing backstage on a show, and then I got sent a costume fitting, and it was for a Santa suit.
Hmm.
And I was like, "What's going on?" But I was like the guy that they took pictures with after they watched A Christmas Carol didn't want a Santa to be working there anymore, like the costume team. So they purposely gave me the worst Santa beard, the worst Santa clothes. And I was like, I think at that time, like 170 pounds. And kids would constantly come up to me and cry. like, you don't realize how often I mean, maybe it's just me, Nicholas, but they would bawl their eyes out
No,
consistently.
no. A lot of times, children are afraid of Santa. I always say that Santa Claus is like the boogeyman. Believe it or
Mm,
not, because parents always tell their children, you're not going to get what you want for Christmas, or Santa's not going to give you something if you don't, whatever, make your bed or eat your vegetables. So in that way,
yeah,
Santa is actually scary for a lot of children because all
sure.
of a sudden it's like meeting God, okay,
Right,
because
right.
he knows what I've done wrong. So if the kid, so that's their. I think that's what they're afraid of, really, because this guy knows that I've been bad. Because a lot of times I always
Yeah.
ask every child, "Have you been a good boy or have you been a good girl?" And of course they're going to say, "Yes, I have." And sometimes say, no, you haven't." And then they're like, "Uh-oh,
It's
he
like the
knows.
dentist office.
He
Yeah. Do you do
knows."
you do a voice? You do a thing? You're like ho
I,
ho
you
ho,
know,
like the whole.
yeah, I've got to go, ho, 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 and then I bring my voice a little louder. How are you today? You know,
Yeah.
So because I have kind of a high voice or just a normal
Yeah.
voice. So
Sure.
I do bring it down, and
It's
you gotta sound jolly, and have you been a good boy today? Or if you tell them a story like 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was
aw.
stirring. So then and then it's performance, and I enjoy it. I've been doing that for almost 10 years. I think it's 9 years. It'll be this year.
Oh, wow. And you
Even
said
when
her
you
name
were
is
doing,
What's that?
uh, sorry, Saint Nick,
That's
right?
Well,
Yeah,
it's not really.
Your name's
His name is
Nicholas.
Nicholas, right? Yeah, that's
My
what I
name is
thought.
actually Nicholas. Yeah. So,
Wow, that's real skeptical. I
and,
mean,
and
real
you're gonna love this. You're gonna
skeptical.
love this part. I'm a professional Santa, and the small little town that I live in, Wisconsin, is named Rudolph. I kid you not.
So why do
Whoa.
you so you lie to kids and say you don't know if you're Santa Claus even though you are Santa Claus?
No, 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 no. I don't. That's what I think. I don't lie to children. I don't like to lie to them, and I try not to. And saying that I'm Nicholas or I'm saying Santa Claus is lying to them. I mean, I'm a terrible liar for one thing, and but I always
So
try to.
is Santa Claus. So is
Right,
the real guy. I feel
right,
like
but
I'm meeting a celebrity.
right, you have to bend the truth because you don't want to burst their bubble, or but you're playing a part, and I'm only around kids like 2 months out of the year. Otherwise, I don't really, I'm not around children, which is fine.
Yeah. You ever get adults that come and try and sit on your lap?
Oh God, yes. I've got even the older men say, "Can I sit on your lap?" I said, "Sure." Or even big, fatter guys that are than me, and it's, "Oh, I don't want to break your legs." I said, "That's okay." So it's, because I say, "Here, sit on the side of my chair or the arm, and it'll look
Wow.
like you're sitting on my lap." But I love it when adults come to me and they're good natured. It's mostly women, of course, which is fine. But I've got
Wow.
some men, young men. I was doing it in Tucson, and there's a army base not too far away. And some of those guys come in, and they want to take pictures with Santa, and there's like five of them. And the last year we did that, and it was great. It's just like everybody's welcome to see Santa. You know, I never send anyone away. Santa is all inclusive.
Yeah.
That should be your
So
I
OnlyFans
had a I had a huge
thing.
it's
I'm
fine.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't know if Nicholas knows what that is. To be
Oh,
what
well,
is
you
what is
should.
that? What is
You
that?
make a lot of money. It's you can get paid to have people sit on your lap, basically. I
Well,
would go with
yeah,
the same pitch you got going on right now, the exact same pitch. Everyone's welcome, and I don't see why you don't get lots of money.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It's some guys make a lot of money and some guys don't make much. But it also depends on how you look. The look of Santa is obviously very important. And some of us look
Yeah.
really good, and some of us look like old men in a Santa costume. Because I remember
Where
I
where
would
do you rate on that scale, Nicholas?
actually, pretty good. I'm pretty good. I look really good, actually. I wear a long white wig because my hair is real short or I don't have hair. I'm balding. So and then with my padding, because I'm not very tall. I'm 5'6", and right now I'm weighing about 185 pounds, and I probably add on like 4 inches around my waist and chest. So I look fatter. And but I've been doing Santa in Tucson, the Tucson Mall for the last. This year would have been 5 years, but that's all changed. Anyway, people would come around and say, "Well, who's here? Is it the good Santa or the ugly Santa?" And
Oh
I'm
wow.
I'm the good Santa.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Nicholas,
So it's a great compliment that people like the way I look, and also. Down in Tucson, you have to speak some Spanish because a lot of the Mexicans come up from Sonora, or they used to. Not so much in the last couple of years because of a certain president, and well, now it's even I don't know what it's like now because of the virus, and it's really bad down there from what I've heard with the new cases and things like that. So that would have been scary for me because I always get sick from children. They're always coughing on you or not really spitting on you, but kids always.
Nicholas,
What's that?
yeah, what requests do you get the most of from
Uh,
the
uh,
children?
the children, hmm. The little girls always want what kids always want the flavor of the month, so to speak. Whatever toys they see on TV. It's what they want. The little girls always want like LOLs. It's a kind of a doll which I don't really particularly like. Um, American Girl dolls, which I think is a nice doll because you can always put.
You have any crazy request, like the craziest thing that's ever been requested, or
Yes, yes. I had this young person, and she was. I don't know if she was a transsexual or what, but her wish was to get an operation, a transition
okay,
operation. Do you know what I mean?
great. Yeah,
From I think male to female. I don't know which one, I forget which one it
gotcha.
was,
So
and that was
we're coming up on the time slot, but I want to thank you so much, Nicholas, for your time, and I
okay.
appreciate you coming on.
Okay, I appreciate it too.
Nice talking to you, Nicholas.
Okay, thank you. So am
Yeah,
I
thank
done
you.
here, or should I get off, or what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna mute. Yeah, I mean, you can listen in if you want, but
But you're gonna
we're
mute me.
our
That's perfectly fine.
yes, yes, yeah. We got it.
Okay,
Great. Thanks. Good talking to you.
good talking to you. Thank you.
Okay. Is he still on, Sierra?
He's on, but he's muted.
Got you, got you. And it's Finest, Nicholas, and then us three.
Yeah. No, wait,
Great.
yeah. That's what's happening. Yes.
Sweet, sweet. All good. How are you doing, Grandpa? I just wanna recoup.
I'm
Yeah.
enjoying this more than I thought I would.
Listen.
Low expectations for a day with your grandson, right?
Well, I'm really impressed because I think that I didn't really expect it for you to get it together this well, and since I don't really fully
Yeah, I
understand
know.
the whole system, I think
That's
it's done a good job.
that's another complaint I have is just the lowest expectations from my family possible. Just zero.
And I'm your friend, and I also have low expectations. So, friends and family.
Bro, Finest and I have known each other under a year, and he's already fucking done with me. He's like, bro, if I had a cup of dirt and I put a seed in it, you'd be like, wow, wow, Brandon, I thought you just carry around dirt, like. Why? You know what? When I was
I would
younger,
have
I was
said,
like
I
such an
understand why you look like
overachiever.
that with the name on that dirt. I'm sorry. I'm just being
Finest,
mean.
you don't even have a shirt on right now. You can't see what we
Hey,
look like.
I'm clean though. There might be a little dirt
Right,
somewhere.
Old Spice every day. I put
Should
Old
I be?
Spice over the dirt. So I think what I did was honestly, I think I had really high expectations when I was younger, and I was like, fuck that, I don't want to do it. So I would fail everything, and then once I got C's, people were like, I'm so proud of you, you know. So what do you think about that, Grandpa?
I have to ask you where they're lying.
uh, Dude, yeah, I'm jealous of Finest, man. Finest, you
What are you
really
jealous about?
stick to so I mean, we
I'm
could get
sorry.
you on the video. You want to just be on the video for the whole time? I can send you a Zoom link.
Look,
You'd have to
looks
put a
go
shirt on,
away.
or not,
Looks,
honestly.
looks are a physical, tangible thing. At some point, I won't have them anymore. Okay, so there's no need to be
So you got to
jealous.
use them while you
I
have them.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I'm not jealous of your look. No. I'm talking.
I don't
No.
know.
I'm jealous of the wall that you have behind you of your art because you really like get that you do what you set out to do every single day, which I think is pretty cool. It's inspiring.
Thank you, brother. It's anxiety.
Yeah. Well, Sierra or
No, but
Grandpa, would you say you're anxious people?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah,
not good.
I'm a very anxious person. I'm wired up all the time.
It's not good.
It's all the
It's bad.
cocaine. Grandpa.
Wow.
Just
I had
No,
my,
what
Yeah.
what do you guys do to cope?
I had to stop drinking coffee. Like I had to switch completely to decaf, and like if I really am just feeling a certain type of way,
Yeah.
I can like do half and half.
But you want to get something?
Hello, Sunny.
Hey, Brandon, I can't really hear you.
Well, you better
Um,
not.
Yeah, mute him for a sec.
Let me know when you need me to step out.
I'm gonna bring
No,
that
I
down a
kind
little
of,
bit.
if you're cool being on the whole time, I would love to get you on the Zoom, Phines.
All right. If you got side story though about struggling, I graduated high school with like a 2.1 GPA. All right. I'm
Cool.
I'm I'm like dumb as a box of rocks. I just work really, 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 really hard. I just
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
high school is a joke. Look at me now in New York, baby.
yeah. Drawing pictures.
Because I can't read. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
First
to
book in
me,
15 years, like a month ago. I was looking on.
the greatest entertainer of all time was a lot of young people don't really know much about him was Sammy Davis Jr. And he never went to school one day in his life.
It's funny you talk about Sammy Davis Jr. because me and my dad were talking, making jokes about, well, just me, but I was talking to my dad about Sammy Davis Jr. being a masochist because he's black and Jewish, and I think that's just funny. But now I know he didn't even graduate school, so it's even worse.
Well, he was a comedian. He was a great actor, singer, musician. Played almost every instrument and played them well. Was quite
Oh, I didn't know he did stand up.
yeah. He did everything. He did
Triple
imitation.
threat.
Wow.
Are you here, Sunny? Maybe.
He might have hopped off.
Hey, what's up, guys? Did you guys say if I'm here?
Hello. Hi. Yes.
Yes. Oh, you sound so good, Sonny. So good.
Oh, thanks. I'm out and about.
Yeah. Is that why your voice is so sexy today, Sonny?
Yeah, I trained it before I left the house. I have to do a certain amount of sexy voice training before I leave the apartment. Otherwise, I just don't feel confident in everyday conversations.
Can you give us an example of one of your sexy voice training exercises?
Yeah. Red leather, yellow feather. Red leather for obvious reasons, and then yellow feather because my skin is soft as feathers after I lotion it up.
Okay. I don't know how that's a vocal exercise, but I appreciate the image.
Well, my voice becomes trained from wisdom.
I guess what we're asking today is what in your mind is the biggest complaint you have right now?
What is my biggest complaint that I have right now?
Yeah. What's really about, like, before you logged on, I'm sure there was something in the back of your mind where you're like, oh fuck, I have to deal with this.
Yeah, you know one thing that does bother me? Bro, I don't like seeing people with their masks on and I can see their nose. For some reason, I find noses ugly now.
What if people are nasally challenged and their nose pops out of their mask no matter what they do?
Well, then I guess we'll hear about it when I'm on The Tonight Show 20 years from now. And they say, we heard you say this on this podcast and you're canceled. And I say, that's
Sonny.
fair. And I say, you won this. I say, you won the round, but I
not
win.
not the war.
Not the war.
He's secretly trying to get rid of people with nose challenge. What is nose challenged?
Yeah, Brandon, what is nose challenged? Nasally challenged, he said.
It's
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's
What
when
is
your
that?
nose is at least twice the nasally
I
challenge.
thought it was if
Your
you
nose
like
is
have,
at least twice as long as your mask and it keeps popping out.
what if
Not
you have
that
like
happens
breathing
to me or
problems?
anything, but
That is not what I expected you to say.
well then you don't want to get coronavirus if you have fucking breathing problems.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it's hard to breathe with the
Um,
mask on.
is it though? I don't get that. Like, yeah, I've worked out with
I
the
mean,
mask.
you just got done talking about how big your nose was, so I don't think breathing is going to be a big issue. But I'm talking about someone that has the breathing, actually
I
has the,
think it
you
is.
know.
I think it is difficult to breathe through masks for long periods of time. I think it's very difficult, and it's hard on your breathing, hard on your lungs.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do to cope, Grandpa?
Well, I try to keep the mask off as much as possible. The only time I keep it on is when I'm around other people, and just deal with it. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all you
Yeah.
can do.
Sure. Yeah. No, I was joking. I really hate, especially when you're going to a store and it's like employees that are there full time and like uh they don't have the mask. They have it on their chin or under their nose, and it's probably like they're just breathing in everybody's air going through. But
It's not fair to people.
yeah. I mean, I understand the flip side though. Like Sonny, you've been working. Where do you work again?
I work in a restaurant across Lincoln Center.
Yeah, the Lincoln Center place. Like you, I'm sure you have to wear it just 9 hours a day, right? It must be pretty brutal.
I don't mind because I get why.
That's
It's my
Sir,
face is hot.
sure.
My face is hot, but I get why I have to wear the mask and the gloves. The
Yeah.
uniform sucks, but the mask and gloves. I
Does
understand.
anybody here feel like it's actually kind of a cool look? Like you enjoy wearing it because it looks kind of like sexy.
No, but I passed gas outside and I didn't smell it, so I was like, yes.
Yeah. That's
I'm going to go in the other room and pick up some masks that Linda just bought. They're kind of cute, so I'll put them on the camera.
Oh, you can put them on yourself, and you
Well,
and the camera will be
yes, I
cute.
could, but I can't get in close enough to the camera. But
Oh, no problem, Grandpa.
I'll be back in a moment.
All
Just
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
Mike.
Oh, all right, Sonny. It's really good to talk to you, man.
Oh, it was really good talking to you too, man. Thanks for having me on here.
Are you walking through Brooklyn right now? All right. Good to see you, Sonny. We'll talk to you soon.
Sonny's
Brooklyn
calling.
seems to be. Is that Brooklyn?
Yeah, Brooklyn's calling. I'm Phines. I'm
Hello,
sending you a
Mike.
Zoom link right now.
Oh, that means you want me to put a shirt on. You're trying to tell me.
Can we mute whoever that
I'm gonna
echoes
mute you
coming?
just for a second, Mike.
Yeah, maybe Mike is just a telephone, and that's.
Is that what it was?
Mike is just a. Okay.
Mike, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, real good. I'm just listening here, Brandon. I'm early for my time slot, so.
Oh no, it's all right. We kicked out the other guy early just to talk to you. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
We told him hit the road, Jack.
Okay.
And his
Okay.
name
And
was
he was
Sonny,
like,
which
"What?
is
My
even
name
more
is Honey."
rude.
I like that.
Okay.
How you doing today, Mike?
Doing good. Doing good. This is pretty. I like this software, Clean Feed. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. We might have to put you on the no headphones setting just to get the background noise going. But
He is.
Oh,
did you get any
already?
background
Wow.
noise from me?
It's all right.
It's all good. It's not that bad.
Well,
We can still
it's your
I got a
I
fan
guess
going
the
on,
question
maybe.
we're posing today is like, oh, it's sorry, I'm a fan of you. Before you logged on here when you were going about your day, what was in the back of your mind that was really pissing you off, really getting on your nerves? What's been making you anxious or angry? What's your kvetch?
Oh boy, just all the crap that's going on in the United States right now, in all the cities and stuff. It's bugging me to see what's happening in our society here, not getting along,
Yeah.
and just kind of frustrated with it. I mean, I grew up in Detroit during the '68 riots, and this reminds me a lot of that same time going on
Yeah.
there. So it's
Yeah.
sad. You think we would have learned something about that, in relation to now. So
Are
I
you
don't know.
scared of? Yeah.
I have no problem with peaceful protesting. I was in the '60s, so I know what peaceful protesting can be. But when it goes to, hurting property, people, and things of that nature, I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm concerned.
Got
I'm
you.
concerned that it goes around the cities, and people get hurt from it. So
What do you think about that, Grandpa?
I agree with what this gentleman is saying. I totally agree. I'm all for protesting, but uh, defacing property and so forth, not right, or hurting somebody.
Yeah, but don't you think that a lot of I mean, it's come out that a lot of the people that are doing the vandalism are not actually a part of the protest. It's a lot of white supremacists. It's a lot of like people that are trying to instill violence, incite violence, and they're actually trying to hurt the movement. So it has nothing to do with the protest.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think, Mike?
yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. How are these people getting in here, and why are they allowed to do this? That's what I'm concerned with.
Yeah.
They're busing them in from different places or whatever, and
What do you
causing all this trouble.
What do you think about the sort of large quantities of federal forces being pumped into major cities?
Well, I can see why they're doing it. I'm just a little disappointed. I've never seen mayors and governors not support their local police department. When I grew up,
Yeah.
they were always behind them, and it seems to me that these certain cities are not doing that. So, I mean, the government has to protect their properties and things too that they have. I mean, we can't have just fires going down and burning up anything that's federally owned by our government. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't take care of this a lot sooner in some of the cities
Yeah.
that they had these issues. So
What let's say that we you, you for a day sort of have control over policy, everything that can be done. What would you do? What would your
um,
solution be?
I would sit there and try to figure out a way if you can. Yeah, there's nobody in a leadership situation in this that I can see there. So you can't like meet with people and talk about this stuff. So the only thing I think I would do is I don't know when they're rioting in the streets like this and throwing, Molotov cocktails at the police and the buildings and things. I don't know. I think bringing in a water truck with a water cannon may not be a bad idea. You'll put out some of the fires real quick and maybe splash some people where they wake up a little bit. That's what they used to do back in the '60s during the riots in Detroit. They brought in water cannons and stuff, and that dispersed the crowd pretty easily.
Well,
Yeah,
most
what do you
of the
think,
people- Most of the
Finest?
people that are protesting are civil.
Yeah, I got a question for the everybody. I just is someone losing their life less like upsetting than the buildings being hurt? Because if that be the case, it sounds like you guys are saying property is more valuable, or I care more about property.
Oh no, he's gone.
Nope. No, I'm here.
Here he
No,
comes. He's coming back.
I mean, that's what it.
Okay, that was. I'm gonna give you 1 minute to just. You're muted. You're muted. He's gonna try that again.
Yeah.
It went wrong.
Phines, I really want to get you on this Zoom. I'm gonna send you an invite. Are you cool going on video, Phines?
Being on video. Yeah, I suppose.
You sound so excited.
But yeah, that's all I'm just saying about my opinion of it is
Yeah.
what I find a little disappointing is people talk about stuff being hurt and businesses being hurt, but then it's like, well, fuck that dude that died. I mean, they don't say that. They're like, oh, R.I.P. But man, what about these businesses? They're more important. We don't.
Yeah.
We have funerals for those things. Let's have funerals for businesses.
Yeah, in my experience, it usually also comes up as a talking point in direct relation to when somebody's talking about protests or like basically things that are nonviolent inherently. It's like, well,
Yeah.
but what about the property?
I would like to have people say that to like my mom if I was to be shot and be like, but what about the property? I'll be like,
What
hear what she had to say.
what do you think she would say?
She would beat your ass straight up, without a doubt, and then it'd be another black woman in trouble.
Here, I sent you the Zoom link, Phines.
Okay, here I come. Give me
If you
All
guys see, you can see my bird
right.
on my shoulder.
The bird.
The bird's so cute.
I know.
Oh, what's the bird's name, Grandpa?
This is Rosie. Rosie.
Aw, that's
Uh,
delightful.
Rosie's the one that gets bullied, right?
Right.
Aw, they just don't understand her. They're just jealous.
She has her
Yeah,
own.
they're so mean to her. What do
Not
they do
meeting.
if you put Rosie in the room with everybody, all the other birds?
They'll fight to the death.
Oh wow.
Fight to the death. Yeah.
How do
It's
you
so sad.
separate fighting birds?
Well, when they were fighting, it was very difficult to getting them apart. But now I keep Rosie in one room and three other birds in the other room
Aw.
because they were really attacking one another. Great. So
Please wait. Brandon will.
anyhow,
Yeah.
getting back to peaceful protests, I think it's a good thing, and this nation needs to do a lot of changes in this nation.
Hey. Sierra, Finest
Hi,
Sierra.
Finest.
Howdy,
Hey, nice to
howdy.
meet you guys. It's good to see you guys for the
He
first
was
time.
he was the
You
guest
too.
for the first episode that I'll send to you. But did Mike leave?
No, I'm still here. I'm
Oh,
listening.
got you. Yeah. I sorry. I think Finest was asking you something in relationship to right before your audio cut out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in relation to human life, it always has priority over properties, and we shouldn't be, uh, taking human life over any issues regarding things here. I mean, I just think we need to get together here and kind of work things out here without having all this violence. I really do. I just am surprised that we haven't learned in society, being from like I say, a baby boomer myself and living through the '60s and seeing the riots in Detroit where they leveled 13 blocks, burned everything down, and you think we would have learned from this. This is not the way to go. We need to sit down, talk, and figure out what we can do here. But let's not get violent and hurt people.
Well, how do you feel about the way that this administration is handling everything?
Well, I've got some mixed feelings on that. I think law and order is important to have in our country, but I mean, you have to have some reasonable restraint on things too. The problem that I'm seeing though is that the cities. I look at the cities and they don't seem to be protecting the law and order of the citizens there. I'd be real afraid to be living in the cities that are having all these riots and stuff going on and protests that turn into riots. I mean, if they're peaceful, I have no problem with that. I mean, I'll be glad to join a peaceful protest, but I just don't want to get something thrown at me or get hurt or see other people getting hurt in doing that. So that's I'm concerned. So I don't know. I don't know what the simple answer is. I don't have the answers to what's the best thing to do, but I think somewhere down the line we need to start looking at talking more and trying to work things out and be more human to each other.
So how do you
Good.
feel about that, Linus? Finest?
I there's
Oh, sorry, Finest. Can you mute your Zoom audio,
oh,
just the clean feed?
I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Um, like Michael was saying, or Mike, it's convoluted and complicated. Um, as someone that lives in the city, I live in New York, and I've been to a couple of protests, and I went to a march. Was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago, where that person got abducted, and I was there, and it was a peaceful protest, but I understand Michael's point of view and the average citizen's point of view of seeing people like act out or whatever it is. But also I'm like, you guys will be okay. It's like I don't mean to be saying this as in a sense like I'm for looting and rioting, but that protest we went to yesterday, I was marching on. They were marching and they were being obstruction to the status quo, which is upsetting. But the status quo doesn't mean I should get like hosed on me or abducted. I have and yeah, they were being loud, but they weren't being. I was there. This is from when I was there. I'm sure at nighttime there's more
Can
a
you?
sketchier thing. Hello, need me to do something different?
No, I'm not familiar.
Hello.
No, no, no. Just what you said abducted. I'm curious. Oh, we have a bit of lag.
Oh, there's been whole things in Portland and Manhattan of protesters being abducted in unmarked vans by police officers, and that's not cool. That's not right. Like other people protest about things and like not wearing a mask, and I don't see nobody with an unmarked van knocking them out and throwing them in their car. Okay. I'm sorry. No one got knocked out, but ain't nobody throwing nobody else in nobody's car. you know. Um,
I'm against these unmarked vans picking up people that aren't actually doing any violent acts. I don't think it's right that the federal government has sent these guys in that are with part of Homeland Security and whatever. Uh, and I just don't think it's the way that we've run this country since its inception. And I just think it's very wrong that the government, that this administration is sending in uh, federal troops that are unidentified. That's how I feel about
um, yeah, yeah. Though I'm not surprised, and people that protest and march should be prepared because any type of rub against the status quo, it comes with risk. So I'm not saying like they should. I'm
We
not
have
saying they asking
Elizabeth.
for it, but I'm also saying they should be aware. Like just have things in order for that stuff when it happens. Though one thing I did think was funny and upsetting is when I was there at the protest, they were dancing in a water fountain, which I think is illegal. I don't know if you can dance in a public water fountain, but they're dancing and they're playing music that's not even It's not like Bob Marley or Bob Dylan. It's like Too Short, which I think is hilarious and not like this ain't a protest, like this ain't protest music. So I think that's funny. That's just funny. Not that I just brought that up because yeah, nothing that warrants someone's
Yeah.
arrest though.
Thank you. We have our next call-in guest, but thank you so much for coming on, Mike. I appreciate
Okay. All right.
your
Thank you
time.
very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice meeting you,
Yeah.
Mike.
it. Nice hearing
Nice
from you.
meeting you guys. Thanks talking to everybody. All righty. Bye bye.
Hello,
Cool.
Elizabeth.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
Sure.
Are you able to hear us okay?
Yes. How about myself?
Perfect. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think the question that we're basically before, what has been in the back of your mind that has been really sort of eating away at you, or even if you haven't talked about it recently, like what's your biggest complaint for right now?
Just generally, I think you cut off a little bit in the beginning. Just in general, what am I like frustrated by right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
What,
Just
what's
as a
your
launching
biggest
off
complaint
point.
right now?
My biggest complaint right now, well, for me, I identify as a Christian. I also identify as queer, and I think that having that kind of intersectionality, and I'm also like Greek. I have like a ethnically Greek background, although like raised in the States, and my parents weren't like born abroad. But I think like coming from all these different perspectives and kind of being frustrated by seeing the anti-mask movement or just the anti-mask kind of I guess mentality people have, especially the people specifically within the church. I think that's been really upsetting for me as a Christian, just to kind of not want to identify as much with those people that kind of use their faith to justify something that I find, unjustifiable. And just the fact that we're kind of in this divisive place right now in our country, and we all can't just come together as so many other countries have around the world, in trying to figure out what's going on with this pandemic and just trying to help your fellow sister and brother out wearing a mask. So I think that's been something that's been frustrating for me lately.
Yeah,
I feel
these
you.
people are inconsiderate of other people's health. by not wearing a mask if they're in public or,
The thing that's weird to me is how politicized it's gotten. Like when it first came out, I think there was a period of time where like, yeah, like let's not die. And now it's become like a bipartisan issue where it's just I was talking with, I was like, what is not bipartisan? And the only thing we could think of is like alcohol. Like neither side wants
Right.
prohibition. You know, everybody wants to get drunk, and it's like, why can't masks just be like fucking whiskey? You know, but
Right? That would make it go down a lot easier.
yeah.
What do you think, Sierra?
Oh, what do I think?
Yeah, what I know that you're the producer and you don't normally get on, but I'm just curious as to what your feelings are.
Oh, I have so many thoughts. Like, just on the mask thing, like, I can't even. I can't even. It's not that complicated. It's not that complex to just not be nasty for like a few most people aren't even leaving their houses that much. And like even when they do leave their homes now, like they can't be bothered to do it. Like I have neighbors. I go on a walk. I try to do like 3 miles every morning, and I literally have to zigzag around my neighbors, and it's gotten to a point where I have to I have to bring a mask with me on my walks because I see people just walking around and they'll like go talk, they'll like walk up other people like going on their morning walk. They'll stop and like talk to a neighbor who's trying to garden or something. They'll literally get like right up, like within like 2 feet away and have a whole conversation with a stranger for like 20 minutes at a time, and then they look at me and I go all the way across the street and like I don't even want to talk to you. I don't talk to people that are not socially distancing. I don't say hello, I don't wave. I just like I don't even want to invite any kind of potential contact, and I can't even deal with you. It's very irritating. That's my Kvetch right now.
Sierra, I've literally had I'm wearing like an N95 walking in Queens, and like two two looking dudes were talking without a mask, so I like very clearly walked away from them, and they like coughed at me.
Yeah, don't
Wow.
don't do it. It's not
Just to fuck with me. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. If you're too close for me and you're gonna like pretend to cough at me, like it's gonna be a whole bad day. We can't have it. So I just get as far away as
Yeah.
I can.
It's sad
I
because it seems just like such a common, like rational thing to do, and no one else in the world has had this issue with the not wearing them or wearing them, and no one's found it political. It's just kind of been like, you do what needs to be done so we don't have to stay in our houses indefinitely. But for some reason it's just like, I don't know, freedom has become this crazy conversation where like not wearing a mask is like, showing that you still have your freedom as an American, and I just like can't get behind that.
Yeah.
I think this just shows
You
that some
think
people
that
have had too
the
much
federal
freedom their
government
whole
should
lives.
mandate?
Yes, I do. I think they should. I think it's a health crisis. It's not forcing people to do something because just to do it. It's become, we have more cases than anywhere else in the world and more deaths, and it just seems to be creeping, not even creeping, racing up and up and up, higher and higher. And I think at this point, drastic action needs to be taken. And I don't even think it's drastic just to say, the same, you have to wear shoes and a shirt or you don't get service. It's like, just add a mask to that. We're all used to getting refused service if we're indecent. And if you just, can wear a mask as well, I don't think that should be a insane request.
Yeah.
I like that term, indecent. Like it does feel like it feels like if someone is walking into a restaurant and they don't have a mask on, or a store or whatever, it feels like they don't have. What is this dude doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. It's just kind of
yeah.
rude to your fellow citizens. It's like you don't care about their health or you be wearing a mask because it's not really a you thing, it's an everyone else thing. And I just think that we're in such a kind of like individualistic society rather than like the collective kind of collectivist countries that kind of look out for the greater needs rather than the individual needs. And since we're like the opposite here, it seems that people just like are out for themselves and not for everyone else. And that's why I think it's just disappointing because you don't see things on such a scale as you do right now with like, the differences are being just magnified to this incredible height. And I don't know, it's a unique situation I think we're all in.
Yeah. Um, this is just funny to me while I was thinking about this. Um, since she's really since you come from a very Christian household or a family, when I think of like people that are really religious, those seem like people that are just like at home with death. Like they have come to accept it, right? Maybe. Uh-oh. I'm so sorry.
I think
Uh,
I
I was
think
just making a joke. It's a joke. I didn't mean
Oh, no,
I'm
I
not being
agree.
serious.
I think in a weird way, it's not even death. I think it's they're very comfortable with whatever happens, and it's kinda like it's all part of the plan, and I think it's a weird way of, like, us whatever like, you not having
Yeah.
responsibility over your future and what
Yeah.
can happen to you because it's all predetermined or, God's in
Hmm.
control, and, as a Christian, I do believe some of that, but I also believe that we're given free will for a reason and we're given brains for a reason and a heart
Yeah.
and we're given the tools. So it's like that kind of story joke where you got the really Christian faithful guy, believing guy that's in a boat in the middle of the water and it's storming and everyone's like dying and drowning and he gets all these different means of escape. People come and say, "Hey, we've got a lifeboat, like come jump on the lifeboat to save yourself." And then you got this, someone else coming over and saying, "Oh, we're going to save you with a helicopter. Like, we'll throw down the ladder." And every time the guy just says, "No, God's going to save me. God's going
Yeah,
to save
right.
me. I trust God."
Yeah.
And then he dies, of course. And then God says, "Oh, what do you mean I wasn't there for you? I sent you a lifeboat. I sent you a
Hmm.
helicopter." It's like you gotta work with what you're given.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad has a similar story. Definitely about that, about praying for a house, and then he puts nails in front of you and a hammer, and then you're still waiting for that house, and then he's like, or they are like, guys, like,
Yeah.
what's up? I gave you all the tools to make the house, but
Mm,
you was being a dummy.
not
So yeah,
good.
I guess
About you guys, but this whole situation with COVID is very stressful to me and my wife, and also with some of the actions that this administration has been taking. So,
Yeah.
whether you guys have any,
I don't think I'm out of turn to say, Grandpa, but you're in a higher risk group, and so is Linda, right? Like it's very very serious. Are you walking around fearful, or what was your
you said walking around what fearful?
feel like it feels like life and death anytime you leave your house, or
No, not necessarily. We try to keep our distance from other people, and if we're close by, then we definitely put on masks. But Linda, my wife, has serious respiratory issues, and it would be very dangerous for her to contract the COVID virus. And obviously, if I got it, she would probably get it. So we have to be real careful. But I wouldn't
yeah.
say that we're fearful all the time, but it is a difficult situation, and it is, I'm sure, for everyone.
yeah. You know how we think like other countries are ass backwards sometimes? We're like, oh, Russia, they drive around crazy and stuff like that. What do you think they're talking about America right now when they look at our numbers and they go, oh man, I wouldn't even send my dog over there,
Mm.
I do that now.
right?
I
Oh,
I met a lady back in I believe it was mid February. She was from China. She was here on a green card. Worked in biomedicine, and and she was ordered to leave the country within a month because I guess they were just canceling her green card or visa or whatever it was. But she told me at that time that it's going to get very bad in the U.S. because in China, where she was going back to, they had much more control over what was going on with the population. They were kept inside. Food was being delivered to their homes and so forth, and we wouldn't have that control here in the United States. And she pretty much told me, and I kind of went in here and out the other because at that time I wasn't really focused on it, but
Yeah.
gave
There
me
was
a
that
head.
period in February where I feel like me included, everybody, like it was very like, oh man, that crazy thing is happening way over there. Like it's so fucked,
right.
but not for me. Like yeah, And then I literally remember, I think like a week before Broadway shut down, everything shut down. I was at dinner with a friend, and like none of the mass talk, like everything was just felt quote unquote normal. And she was like, "This is like super serious." I'm like, "Really?" Like, I don't, And then within the whole, like, life is now different. And it was that sort of like weird thing of like being here and being like, well, yeah, but we're fine.
Yeah, we
How,
felt very removed for sure.
Hmm.
how has it changed your thinking? This COVID situation, how has it changed your thinking in terms of the way you live your life since this began? Has it made any substantial changes in the way you feel about your life?
I feel like for me, I was quarantining with my family, and I think being around people with more different views than typically live in Los Angeles, where it seems that we're all kind of on the same. Most of people seem to be on the same page politically, ideologically, but being in your kind of childhood home and more in the Midwest, people have different opinions and perspectives on things, and I kind of learned, sometimes oftentimes it's more important with how you deliver your message than the actual message itself, because the way that a message is received by people is such a indicative of how they're going to take it rather than what the actual message itself is. And I think that's why people try to fight with facts and figures and news and truth. And it doesn't always convey, that change. It doesn't cause that change that we want in people and in their hearts. I think it needs to be more of a conversation that's kind of, both sides giving grace to each other. And that's another thing, is like just trying to give myself grace, give other people in my life grace during all this. Cause no matter what situation you're in, we're all dealing with some sort of change, whether it's, drastic change, super negative change, or, just different things to kind of experience. And I think everyone just living in that space of grace is a better place to be than, hateful and like judging and condemning all the time. Although it is easy to be that way at times when you see people that you feel are just totally like, not listening to what's going on or not caring about other people.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're lagging there, Finus. I can't hear you.
Sorry. Okay, hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're on now.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, so I shouldn't point my finger and wag it at someone not wearing a mask. I should put my mask on and smile so they can see my eyes smiling through the mask and go, look at how cool I look. And they go, wow. And then they're better than reprimanding them. Yes?
I don't
Reprimanding. Oh,
know.
sorry. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I get it. I rather want to fit in because someone looks cool with a mask on than them telling me to like not wear a mask. And I'll be like, I'll show you. I'm bathed in the blood of Jesus. I'm safe. I'm sorry. Okay. um, but no, it is probably a good idea to let's make it a whole game. Let's make it fun. Yeah, there's fancy clothing songs you can
What
change.
do we have to what do we have to do to make it more appealing like that? Like a major action star be in a movie where like he needs to keep the mask on. It like
Yeah, I like
because it's
happy, but for a mask.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Could you make a movie and everybody in the movie wears a mask?
Ooh, yeah, okay.
I think, yeah, I mean, you've had the celebrities saying to wear the masks. You even have the government saying somewhat now to wear the masks, and you still have people that are refusing the masks. So to some extent, you're like, what do you do now? But I think mandating it is honestly the only way, because people just aren't going to take it seriously on their own, it seems.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. How is it over in Chicago, Sierra?
Um, it's it's just the thing is, I feel like you can't just mandate it. You have to mandate it and you have to enforce it, because like all these like stupid clips that I'm sure all of you have seen of people who are like flipping out and like throwing merchandise in the store and like throwing like shopping carts at people and just being absolute psychopaths is happening because there's no support for businesses and employees to actually like physically remove people or call the police and tell a person to actually get out just because they're not wearing a mask. And I think that's like the biggest thing is there's really no consequence for people to just act a fool in this way. Like you can just do it. Half of the places will still let you shop as long as you promise to like leave and maybe not come back. And then otherwise, or you just like act a fool, you record it, and then all these other crazy people like endorse your behavior on Facebook or whatever. So like there's not enough of a consequence because you really are putting people's lives at risk. You're like breathing on people when you're yelling and throwing a fit. You're touching all the merchandise. You're contaminating that if you really are like asymptomatic acting a fool like that. And I think just actually being able to like enforce the masks is important because there are also like cities, like I think it was like maybe 2 weeks ago, there were stories about how like the cities were enforcing masks, but a bunch of governors weren't allowing the cities to like go through with it and like really make it like law or anything like that. And then it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, what are the businesses supposed to do? What are the cities supposed to do? Like, everyone over here like knows what needs to be done, but everybody over here is making it impossible for you to get that done. What's happening?
Yeah. So did someone new just come in? There's a lot of static
No,
now. It's hard
Phines
to-
just bounced back in.
Yeah, my phone like whenever it goes, the screen blacks out.
Mm.
I basically go. That's when you can't hear me, so I have to get back in. So I have to keep touching my screen and my
got
phone
you.
over
Okay.
this whole time,
Got
and whenever
you.
I forget. But I'll set it next time.
Yeah.
I'll change it to just not black out.
No, it's all good. Yeah, Sierra, I feel like I was with a friend in Long Island, and it's been super interesting because like I have been back home a lot in Central Jersey for the first time, which is it's like super red here, and same with Long Island. And like we had to walk through, and I had my mask on, and they did too, but like we had to walk through this outdoor basically column of people that were all like chilling in this outdoor bar area. Zero people wearing the mask, but it was weird. It was almost like I was affronting everybody. Like I felt like a fight might start or some shit because like people would just stare at me, be like, what is wrong? Like they looked at me like I had coronavirus even though I was wearing a mask. So
Mm.
it's interesting.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. I'm conflicted about the enforcing thing. I mean, I'm not. I think it's important. I think we should definitely. I'm all for it. But what's keeping me for taking my pants off and walking around at J.C. Penney's? Like, like if that be the case, like they still have to call the police. They still have to
That's
like.
what you're supposed to do in JC Penney's. That's how you try on new pants.
That's true. You're right. You know what? I tried to explain that to them, but no, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Uh, no, it's just. I think it's a social thing. I really think if we can get majority of the people to wear pants in the J.C. Penney's, and they'll all wear pants because they don't want to be that one person not wearing pants. So same thing with the face mask. I like the killing them with kindness thing. I think that's probably going to be the best bet. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah. I needed shorts because all I owned was jeans for the summer, and so I went to like H&M like a week ago, and the changing rooms were completely closed. So I was like, well, how do I know if this fits? And they're like, well, you can come back after you buy it. I was like, cool.
Right.
In this climate.
Yeah. And none of the shorts fit. I've gained like 30 pounds, I guess, but
I went
I'm
to
gonna have to. Yeah.
I went to a
Go on.
meat market like
Sorry.
a month ago. It's like a local business. It's like a family business, and I went in there for the first time since like everything started here. And I went in there and I thought I was gonna cry because it's not that big of a place, and it had to have been filled like beyond whatever the COVID capacity was. Like it was so packed in there, and it might have been before Father's Day. Yeah, And so everybody needed to get in there to buy like their wings and their pork loins or whatever. And all these people were in here. And there's like a deli section of the store. There's like a meat section. There's like a poultry section and a fish section. And so there's like all these employees there like chopping up your food and wrapping it up and putting the tag on, they give it to you. Out of about like 20 to 25 employees back behind that counter, there were literally like 3 of them with masks. And it blew my mind because I'm like, you guys are in charge of, you package the meat. Like if we get like an outburst here, like they're gonna hone in on this little pin on the map because it was so insane. And like I can't ever go back there again. And it was like there were more people in the store like as patrons with masks on than actual employees. And there still weren't a lot of people in there with masks there to shop. And it's just like that's why I can't get with like the kindness thing, because I'm like, it's not even kindness, it's just like common sense. Like you package raw meat and fish for a living, and it didn't occur to you that maybe you should like not potentially contaminate all of it. If somebody told you like you could contaminate the food just by breathing on it, what are you going to do?
And you probably make more change hurting that business's pockets than trying to make them not look cool.
I don't. It blew my mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do have a question for Grandpa.
Okay.
How to me seems like the very first time America's been like the very bottom, like the place that like I feel like this is a really like just a shitty situation we're in. Like we are the epicenter. How does it feel to be like to me American, like the first time being a loser since guys have always won America? Like, does it hurt?
Well, it's not a good situation.
Take that, Grandpa.
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to make it political. I think if this administration continues, the U.S. will go down in terms of its image throughout the world. That's what I think. I think that it's a very difficult situation right now.
Rosa Bird is like, fuck the U.S. Fuck the
It's getting political. That's the political. That's what the birds call for. Like it's getting political.
But yeah, I mean, it's a new experience. I mean, I'm much older than you guys, but it's a new experience for everybody. I've never seen anything the likes of what is going on right now. You have an administration, to me, that is not acting in the best interest of the United States, and plus, on top of it with the COVID situation, very difficult situation, I think, for everyone.
I mean, I have a follow-up question, Grandpa, to that, because like,
okay.
I don't know if I agree with you, Phines, about this. You're talking about Corona and everything going on this year being what makes the U.S. like fall to the bottom of this list.
No, I've never been like, I don't know, like I've heard like, there was Hiroshima and all these crazy things going on, but like this is like a lot of people are dying here in America and a lot of things are going on. And I've always feel like I'm the person looking at a different country, like Haiti or someone else like going through all this. I'm saying like, if I had always been looking like that an American person older, I don't know. I just wonder how it felt to be like on the opposite end of things. It feels like,
Yeah. Well, I feel like that I disagree with you. I feel like it's been like that for a while, especially from an outsider perspective. It's just like really good propagandizing on the US's part to us of like, because I saw this chart that it was like pretty insane, but it was only from 3 years ago, but it was like what country do you think is going to be the country that is going to cause the end of the world, right? Or like what country are you most afraid of? And I forget what the US put, but it was not the US, obviously. And then I figured it would be very varied, but I'd say over half, they all said USA. Like every single one was like, I am most fearful of the United States of America. Like, so.
Same.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I know like feel for like an enemy, but I'm talking about like, I basically really mean, but like just, I mean, I know there was Hurricane Katrina here and there's 9/11, but I'm talking about like something that is like the plague or something like that's hit a country, or like a natural disaster that took out a lot of lives, that I think I
Got
feel
you.
like as
Got you.
to me as an like I haven't really seen something that big hit something here.
Yeah.
Like the amount of lives that have been lost is the size of a, I don't know, bomb probably hitting a country.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Even during World War II, outside of Pearl Harbor, most of it was happening.
yeah. I mean, we had
You
the
know.
Civil War, but I don't think your grandpa's that old. But
Yeah, this is
Nice.
very
He was there. He
serious
just doesn't remember.
situation. Very serious situation. In my lifetime, I've never seen anything like this, and they've called it a war. Yet during the Second World War, I'm getting off on a tangent. The highest tax rate was 91%, and of course, they've recently, or in this administration, they've lowered the tax rate from what it had been, much lower, and we're building up a tremendous amount of debt. The United States right now has an enormous amount of debt. It's going to be close to $30 trillion of debt, which probably doesn't really seem to matter when you're your age right now, but I think that it's going to pull the U.S. down over time. And I just think right now things
Yeah.
are not in a
Do you
good
think that this is the
situation.
craziest president we've ever had?
I think he's.
Like a lot of people are like Trump is crazier than anybody.
I don't know that I want to be on camera and audio and video with this. But I think he's organized crime. I think he's a gangster. That's my opinion.
oh yeah, be
But
careful
for
because he will
example,
hit you.
like yeah, I'll punch you in the face, Grandpa.
No, Donald Trump would have a hit on him.
I just I mean, right now he's saying that he might not accept the results of the election of the next election. I mean, things that he's doing to me are just uh, very anti-American. He seems to be in cahoots with Putin, and Putin would probably like to destroy the U.S. So I don't know. It's we're not privy to
Yeah.
everything that's going on, but I don't like the situation that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming close to our time. So, but is Elizabeth still on?
Yes, I am here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to pose to you. What are you hopeful for, or what sort of positivity do you feel within yourself for the future, if any?
Oh, definitely. I'm a very positive person, glass half full kind of, mentality. So I think for the future, we're just gonna, hopefully we're gonna appreciate the small things more and not take that stuff for granted and maybe even slow down. I think when we've all been so distant from each other, even if we're on Zoom calls or phone calls or whatever, that actual like physical in-person experience with people, it just means a lot more. And I think hopefully people can try to live their lives differently and appreciate those people in their lives that they didn't necessarily get to see as much during all of this. So maybe it'll make a different priorities for people. For me, at least.
Yeah. Is that God calling?
Well,
How was it me?
It's Donald Trump. I heard you've been speaking my name.
Yeah. I will find you.
Yeah.
Brandon and Sierra, I just want to say that I think you guys did a terrific job getting this thing going. Uh,
Yeah.
it's working much more smoothly than I had anticipated.
Yeah,
So
thank you. I
That
like
just
this.
it's doing very well, and I appreciate all that you've done.
I want to say that I'm proud of you, Grandpa.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
What are you proud of?
You know,
Think about that one.
getting the computer on.
There was a lot of hardware.
No,
There was a lot
no.
of hardware on your end. You did pretty great.
Yeah, for
Wow.
real.
Tell them to put
For
some
real.
respect on your name. Oh, geez.
Yeah. I think we can let Elizabeth go. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know we kept you over 10 minutes. I apologize, but
Oh,
it was
that's
super nice to
fine.
have you.
Yeah. It was great to chat and hear everything you guys are talking about. So thanks for having me, guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
hopefully talk soon.
Nice
Yeah.
hearing from you, Elizabeth. Very nice to hear from you.
We have Azalea.
Great.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, hi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hi,
Hello.
Azalea. Nice to
Um,
hear your voice. Um,
Same
we're
here.
trying
Sorry I
to
was
find out
late.
we're trying to find out what's
oh, no problem.
bothering you, what's peeving you today. What are you annoyed with?
I'm
In your
annoyed with the
life?
heat. It's so
Yeah,
hot.
Yeah.
boy,
Hmm.
it is hot.
Oh,
Wow.
oh God.
It's
Finest,
too
are you mad that
hot.
you had to put a shirt on now that you're on camera?
Yeah, I'm sweating, man. I'm sweating, but um, it's okay, you know. Whatever
Yeah, I
for
feel bad for. We got two dogs here, and I know that you got Shapiro there. Like the dogs must be
yeah,
dying of heat with all their fur.
yeah. He's looking pretty easy over here. He's chilled
Yeah.
out on my yoga mat. He looks all right.
Where are you based out of, Azalea?
New York, New York, New York.
You, oh, New York,
Yeah,
man. Cool.
same.
Yeah, same.
When you say New York, does that mean Manhattan?
I'll claim it. Why not? It's where I spent the
Yeah,
majority of my
I haven't
life.
been on the subways in a minute, but I know that they're the hottest place I've ever been. I think on Earth is the subway in the summertime.
That's true. The one on 59th Street is the one that's like really hot and ridiculous.
Yeah. Have they fixed it? Have they opened the windows or no? It's just still ridiculous.
I haven't I haven't done it in a while. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, I haven't
I've
been on a subway since March.
I've been on one recently, and it's still hot as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Azalea,
And speaking of,
I
go
was
ahead.
hanging out for yeah.
what sort of occupation or work do you do, Azalea?
The bird's
A
biting your ear, Grandpa.
combination of different things. I'm into the arts, like graphic design, video editing, voiceover, stuff like that.
So you're an artist.
Amazing. What's the dream?
I'd like to host a show one day, travel all around the world. That would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Same. Same. Let's do it.
I'd rather not host the
Um,
Together.
show.
yeah.
Yeah,
And yet here you are, Finest.
I know. I came in here. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be here 15 minutes. Next thing there's like, hey, just this here. Let me send you this. Let me send you this this video thing real quick. The next thing you know, I'm hosting a show.
The natural charisma.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing it. I'm one step closer to living my dream.
Yeah. I'm in or I
Oh, he
was
can't hear
in
me.
improv classes with Finest. No, we hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. No, when we were in improv classes together, I remember the Griggs, our teacher, was like, that was a terrible scene. Like everything you guys did, everything the opposite of what you should have done. But damn, Finest, I still really like you. You're just so likable. Like,
Mm.
It's it's heavy burden to bear.
yeah, yeah.
Just so good.
I what what's the one country that you would want to travel to on your own show, Azalea, more than everything?
I think I would choose Brazil during Carnival.
Mm.
It's like it's so much fun. Sometimes I'll be on my computer just chilling and I'll put on Brazilian music, Brazilian carnival music, just so I can hear some music and get some rhythm going.
Nice.
Wow.
Start dancing.
I'll write that down.
Are you familiar, Grandpa?
With what? The country that Azalea was referring to? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I
Hello?
don't understand your question. What was your question, Brandon?
Oh, have you been, or what do you know about what Azalea just mentioned?
Well, she said that she'd like to travel to a particular country that I'm unfamiliar with. Is that what you're referring to?
The country
Mm-hmm.
Brazil.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we're having
Brazil.
a little bit of lag.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that country, so I can't respond to
It's hot.
her.
It's about as hot as it is here.
Yeah, dude.
Well, let's just hope that things get better in this country. It's difficult
Yeah.
to.
It's weird. They're starting to open up travel, I think, for a lot of places to, a lot of countries to travel to a lot of places, and then for us, they're like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, United States passport. I don't think so.
Yeah, Canada doesn't want us. Mexico doesn't want us.
Yeah. Dang.
England doesn't want us.
Does Brazil? I'm sure they do. They have
No.
house music, yes?
Really?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I assume with the carnival music, I'm gonna now that you have brought this up, I'm gonna be looking up Brazilian music the rest of the evening probably.
Look up bossa nova too if you just want to chill out and relax.
What is it?
Bossa nova.
Ooh.
How you spell it?
BOSSANOVA.
Okay.
Is that a genre or an artist?
Genre.
Ooh.
Genre. Cool. Very cool.
It's kind of a little bit like a Latin beat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you already checking it out?
No, I'm familiar with bossa nova.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Are you you're a good dancer, Grandpa, aren't you?
No, have two left feet.
Oh.
Listen, guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna split from you
Um.
all, and I think you did a terrific job,
Yeah.
Sierra and Brandon, and wonderful talking with all of you. I have some other
Can
obligations to go
we?
to.
Yeah. Can we have just a verse of a song? I'll sing it with you. It would
Okay,
be my dream, Grandpa, if you could sing just to wrap up the show.
my babe, she don't stand no cheating, my babe. My babe, she don't stand no cheating, my babe. My babe, she don't stand no cheating. All she likes is that midnight creeping, my babe. She don't stand no cheating, my babe. That's it.
I'm not gonna get that on Joe Rogan.
Go,
No.
grandpa. Go,
I thought you were
grandpa.
gonna sing too, Brandon.
Yeah,
Uh,
Brandon, you fraud.
no. All
I'm
right,
kidding.
I'll sing. I'll sing.
I'm sorry.
Um, I can't sing like him, but Grandpa, chime in with me. Anybody once you know it.
I'll help you. You want me to?
New York,
Whoop, whoop.
these streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you.
Big
We just
street,
lost our
big
second
lights.
subscriber.
Hey,
What is the Sinatra version, Grandpa? New York, New York.
Oh, New York, yeah.
What are the lyrics?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. And
I don't
on
know what.
that note, thank you so much, Azalea, for coming on. I so appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Phines, I know that.
hmm?
You had a
I'm having
nice little 10-minute time slot there. I hope you
a.
enjoyed your 10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
I would like to thank Sarah, our incredible producer, just absolutely amazing. We did it. We got it. You know,
Yeah, you did a
uh,
great job, Sierra.
we got 4 blocks of people, and Grandpa, I love you.
Love you, Brandon. I'm very proud of you. I am.
And I'm proud of you. And that's a wrap. I'm gonna press stop on recording.
All right.
And
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night.
night. Bye. Bye, Rosie.
Bye.
Podcasting with Grandpa Bart and Rosie, always on his shoulder. This is Grandpa and Chill.
Grandpa and Chill is brought to you by your hosts, Brandon Fox, Bart Frank, and Phines Jackson. Our producer is Sierra Doss. You can find episodes old and new on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch the show, and follow us on Twitter for behind-the-scenes moments you can't get anywhere else.